Yard hunt update. So we are coming into the final week. A week from today, we will be having our trick or treat. Got some people out here checking her out. As we rear our heads into the final week, so a 1 week from today will be my trick or treat, and in exactly 7 days I'll be filming this video for the last time. After our trick or treat will all be over, and we'll be standing here with half this stuff out here in the yard, which is extremely depressing. This site, this entire season has went by so fast, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching this whole process. And every single day, something little, or something big. But tonight, we have a little bit of both. We have some big stuff and we have some little stuff out here. But our one cool addition, we carved some jack-o'-lanterns tonight, and I bought some little flicker lights on Amazon the other day. And these came in clutch. They came in last night, and they look awesome. So this is my oldest daughter's pumpkin. She did 2 bats. My wife did this little scarecrow jack-o'-lantern guy. My youngest daughter, she did this little face. Then she wanted glasses. Then she needed eyebrows. And she didn't want to carve the eyebrows, so we had to glue the eyebrows on. But that one is super funny. I love it. And then we have mine. I did not my normal jack-o'-lantern, but I just had some fun with this one. I just made it look a little goofy. The eyes are all crooked and the mouth's all weird. Just having fun, doing something different. I always do something off the wall, not your typical jack-o'-lantern. I usually always do the old school jack-o'-lantern that has the round eyes and just like the weird stitch looking mouth, because that's the OG jack-o'-lantern. But this year I changed it up and just did something goofy. So we all did something unique. I went more with the typical jack-o'-lantern. I think they all look great. They light up nice. Those lights inside there work beautiful. I wasn't sure how much light those were going to emit, but they work great for little tiny candles. Little battery operated ones on a timer, so I have a remote for these. And yeah, they look awesome. I love them. Our headless horseman trying to activate. I need to put batteries in him. Here, our swamp shack, our witch, her face actually came off today. Like her face is just hot glued. I thought it was all like one thing, and apparently it's just a face on like a weird type of head form. But I came out here earlier and her face was literally laying on that fence, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so I just fashioned her up a little bit. I didn't glue her or anything like that, so yeah, whatever. Probably end up making some other stuff out of these ones this year. Some ground breakers or something. I'm gonna end up doing something else with these. They're falling apart. But we have our swamp shack here. Same old. Nothing new here. I did add a little candle just to kind of give it a little bit more color. Just little something. And then I did adjust some lighting because it was a little too dark over here, so I put this little blue light up here on a brick because the grass was starting to block the light. So I got it up off the ground and put it on top of a brick, so it is now lit up. Lights these 2 tombstones up a little bit here. It's a lot darker in person than it is on this video. It lights it up for some reason a lot more on the video, but it is a lot darker in my yard than it shows up on video. I just wish that I really would have thought this out and did this graveyard here, this section specifically, a little different. This is driving me nuts. It doesn't make sense to me. I have everything kind of staggered just to fill weird voids. The lighting here is awful. I hate it. There's nothing back there getting lit up. I don't like how that light is there. This weird corner. I'm just not a fan of these graves here. And this, I'm just not a fan of this section over here. I didn't do it right, and I just left it alone for this season. Not done to my total liking, but it's good enough. It'll work. People still love it. They love how it looks. You know, it's better than most people decorate around here. No one hardly decorates. So whatever I do is going to be better than half of these houses. But yeah, it's just not up to my liking. I just don't. I mean, it looks cool, but I just don't like how it is with the lighting, because one tombstone's blocking all the other lights, and I just wish I would have done it differently just for lighting purposes. But now I know for next year not to do that, but I think I'm going to do something different over here next year. But we have here our scarecrow with our orange light. We have Freddy, Michael, Jason, Scream, and Leatherface up there on the porch. We have Granny Bates here with our groundbreaker and our candles on the ground. We have our other tombstone here. We have the caretaker. If he activates, he's not been wanting to activate. His sensor got moved. Yeah, see, you gotta get way up in there and he'll activate. But he's goofy right now. He's just, I think he's on his last leg, which, whatever. He'll be ecstatic once he completely breaks. Then here, we still have our groundbreaker. We got some candles lit up here. We got our jack-o'-lanterns and our pumpkin puck lights still going strong. These things are awesome. They turn on when it gets nice and dark, and they work perfect. I have no complaints with these things. They work great. And yeah, the only thing, well, I haven't got to those yet, but I'll show you the new candles I got. They're different than these ones that are here. These are the ones that they sent me to do a video on that I have on these tombstones here. But I have another one here. It just like, especially this one. These two here really break up. You can't see it as good in the video. But that tombstone there in the back, you can't even see it, but it's more purple, like black light. I have a black light facing it, so when you're standing here, it's really purple. So that candle on the end really breaks that up, and it's like a nice little light to it. And then obviously same here on this one, it's super blue, and that little candle there lights it up pretty nice. It gives it just a little different flavor there. And of course we have this big old dude. Today I did not put any new batteries in this. I totally forgot. By the time I remember, it was already dark, so that would kind of screw up the timer on these. So I'll just wait till tomorrow and do it tomorrow. When I get off work, I'll do it right before the sun starts to set. This pumpkin here that's growing in my front yard is ridiculous. I also really hate this. It looks kind of cool, but I could have put like 3 more tombstones and an animatronic here. It's kind of really killing me, but it looks cool. But it's really overtaking a lot of this, and it's driving me nuts. But these here are the new candles I got. These ones are more of a flickering amber. These are really cool compared to those ones there. But these ones are the ones I have in the pumpkins, and they work great. I really didn't think they were going to put off that much light inside those pumpkins, but they work fantastic. yeah, I'm really happy with them. Then over here we still have our pumpkin that I put out yesterday. I got that in the mail from Lowe's. I should be getting a bunch more in the mail from Lowe's. I bought a bunch on clearance, so I'll have a bunch of these little jack-o'-lanterns, and we're gonna get this lit up for next year. So next year I'll have a lot more jack-o'-lanterns to be able to break up kind of this weird colorful blues and purples and everything I have going on here. This year I kind of ran out of time. Once I start working at the Pro Haunt, it starts to become a little hectic, and obviously kids sports and life gets a little more hectic once about mid-September hits. So that's why at the beginning of the season I try to hammer out as much as I can and get this stuff set up around the first 2 weeks of September, because once we start at the professional haunted house, I don't have the extra time. I completely lose all Fridays and just about most of my Saturdays. As the kids get older, obviously it gets a little easier, but also in the same token, it starts to get a little harder because of sports. But we have 2 pumpkins over here. The little skull is supposed to light up, and this little pumpkin here is supposed to light up. It's not doing too well tonight. Batteries are almost dead, so I have to change that out. This guy is still lighting up over here, but not very much. But he is lighting up, so I'm gonna have to put new batteries in him for the rest of this week. Then over here we have Gravedigger, and we have our crouching Gravedigger, and I have a candle up there sitting on that like weird little drum thing that this tombstone's got. I just see it's just a nice little flavor, just a nice little light sticking out of all this blue. There's so much blue over here, it really drowns everything out. All my spotlights are dead, which sucks. I'm tired of messing with 9-volt batteries. I gotta figure something else out next year. As far as spotlights, we have our guard zombie. Over here we have our big jack-o'-lantern with the pumpkin puck, working good. Our solar lights are on tonight. Everything's lit up over here. Our pumpkin back here is starting to die out, unfortunately. We have Miserable Marie. We have our Headless Horseman. We have our Skeleton Sacrifice. Then up here we have our Baghead character. I was gonna move him over here. I just don't want to block the way in case, packages or something. I don't want to deal with that, so I just moved him there. But tonight's newest addition is Party City's Leatherface. I have him sitting here hanging over. He is massive. He looks fantastic. I love him. He's not extremely well lit, but this green light shines up there and lights him up just enough. It's not overpowering, but it's just enough for him. So he's definitely really cool. He stands out for sure. But here's a view from the road. Everything is looking great. I just wish I would have done my lighting different. I wish I would have ran my cords, all my power differently. I think 2 years ago I had it ran so good and everything was nice, so I'm gonna have to remember how I did that 2 years ago, because last year was kind of a mess and this year is an absolute disaster. But this is looking really cool, especially with all the lighting. Definitely is pretty damn neat. But this is really starting to come together. I'm really liking all the little lights. I was gonna get a little flowers and put little flowers around the tombstones and stuff like that, just because, in a graveyard you see candles and people are putting offerings and stuff like that, and gifts and flowers and random stuff. I was gonna do that around here. I just kind of ran out of time, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. Really didn't have the extra time to run around to extra stores and pick up random little things. Just trying to bring a little bit more realism to it. But next year I think we're going to do something different with the fencing. I have a few ideas that I want to try with the fence, at least. If the fencing holds up till next year, we're going to try something, just adding a little bit of something to it for next year. And I might change it up and put the black fence in the front next year. We'll just see how it goes. Again, maybe the archway will change next year too. I don't know, but the lights on the fencing is gonna go away. I'm not doing that next year. I just don't like the look of it, so that'll free up some extension cord space too. But the facade here, I think we're gonna add on to it, maybe, and put it elsewhere instead of on the side here. But I think this turned out awesome. This is definitely really cool. I can't wait to get everything out, and I know this coming Sunday I'm gonna wake up like a kid on Christmas and be out here working all freaking day. I'll be working at the Pro Hunt Friday and Saturday, so I'm gonna be insanely tired that Sunday. But I gotta still find my electric firecracker, or the clackers, whatever you want to call them. I want to find that, because that's always a good fun scare. I have to make room here for my fog machine, so I'll be unplugging a ton of different lights and plug all that fun stuff in. And then obviously laptop and speakers, I'll have to get that all figured out. Still got to find audio that I want to use, so I got to get in there and do that. But I'm trying to like do as many videos as possible right now to get footage out for you guys before the end of spooky season. I want to document this as much as possible, just like I do every single year. And we will continue to do this for as long as I'm able to do it. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.